Hey guys, this is a quick refactor video for Yelp Camp. I was doing some testing using Kickbox and trying to plan out a couple more videos to make over the next few weeks if I have the time. And found out that the way that I had Google oAuth set up wouldn't work if that person created the campground. So if you're a local user, you create a campground, everything's going to work. If you create a Google user, try to create a campground, you're going to get some errors. And I could have refactored some of the code to work to the way I had configured oAuth, but I'm trying to keep a lot of the original code as true to how Colt did it in Udemy. That way, if you're asking for help on Udemy for another issue or anything like that, and they look at your code, it's not completely different. So here's what I did. In the model file, I removed the Google user, and in user.js, I just added these three to it. For passport local, when you create a user, the way it's configured is it uses username and it's unique and everything else. However, with us using Google oAuth and with a lot of the newer version of MongoDB and Mongoose, it uses a strict format. So if it's not directly set in the model file, it's not going to let you put it in. So we could, just for the fact to keep it as true to passport local, we can do type string required true, unique is true, trim true, lowercase. Username will be set like this, but Google ID and Google token are just going to be strings. And then I'll save this, and then in oAuth, let's see, it's going to be under the utils, I'm sorry. So utils, oAuth, right here where it says Google user, instead of it saying models Google user, just change it to user. And then where on line 11 on my code, where we are defining the new Google user, just make it look like mine. I removed the photo, the first name, last name, and a couple. I think that's it. I don't know. However, we got to use username because in the controllers, when you're looking at campgrounds, it says it was created by and it has the person's username. Well, Google doesn't supply a username. Their username is their email and everything, but it doesn't actually give you a username property. So what we're going to do is we're going to do profile.email, and then we're going to split it at the @ symbol. That way, if their email address is david@gmail.com, their email address or their username is now David. So with doing this, if you want to create a Google user, that's actually going to be linked to the actual user document now. Grab the object ID from that user, go to seeds, go to index, update this with the correct object ID. Not the Google ID, but the actual object ID that MongoDB supplies. Rerun your seed file, and you should be good to go. Everything works. And if you log in with a local account, create a new campground, everything still works. So with that being said, I know I put a lot of work into creating a separate model for Google users and regular local sign-on users and everything, but I'm trying to keep a lot of the code as true to form when it comes to the way it was on Udemy. So sorry about that. I don't know if anybody else has run into this problem, if they've already fixed it, or if they did something different. But this is the quickest and easiest way to do it and to keep it as close to Colt's code as humanly possible. So with that being said, if you guys have any questions, let me know. This will be pushed to GitHub if you just want to get the new code and not have to worry about making a few changes. But other than that, I'll see you guys later. Thanks.